Hey guys, what is up? Again, coming back with another trade view for November 2nd, 2023. And today I had a rather small watch list. I just had two on there for a pinpoint style off a longer time frame. And the rest were set for reversals based on the hourly. And BAC was my first choice, which I was looking at the larger time frame, and it was sitting around the bottom of a daily range, excuse me, a weekly range. And you can see it here on TradingView right here. So I was looking at this area of support at the bottom of this range, and it coincided with S3, which was right here. So thought process was price will reject this 2680 level at the open, and I was looking for it to come back and retest this 2640 area, which was the bottom of the weekly. And unfortunately that didn't happen. And so I was looking at Love, which I traded earlier on this week, and I know there's a huge sell-off. I don't know if there was news or what had happened, but I did have my eye on it, and specifically again the larger time frame level, which was the bottom of a weekly, and you can see here as well. And I was just looking for an area to play off of the smaller time frame, and it was around the 22 or 22 40 50 area. And my first trade, I put on a feeler at the open. The spread was tight. It is a rather small ATR. It's only 70 cents. So at the open, I'll go 10 or even 15, a little bit wider, just to account for some of the volatility at the open, and it stopped me out. And so I waited for it to retest my level, and it held. So I went full size here, and it came just within a few pennies of stopping me out on this double bottom here. But what I did was, and I'm testing this, normally I don't take normally I don't set a range order, but I have a range order in a script set with DAS to obviously to stop market, and my target is a market as well. And I had it set for 3R. And normally, like I said, I'm a blend of rules-based discretionary trader, and at times I kind of blur the lines, and I start to scalp just based on what the order book looks like or what the market's doing in general. And so I set a range and I walked away. My target was 23, and there was an order on the book, so I just set it a couple pennies below that large order. And you can kind of see right now we're coming back into that 22.90 area, but there was also another large order at 22.90, and I just didn't want to hold it through this pullback for another 5-10 cent gain, 7 cent gain, as well as RVOL. You can see the RVOL's lower, and generally speaking, as a rule of thumb, what I like to do is if the RVOL is at 50% in the ATR 70, I've seen it in disc testing, and even I've worked with Megan one-on-one from BBT, and she says the same thing. It's typically half, 50 to 60% ATR based on what the daily RVOL is. Everything is green today, so I was long biased. It did also run into this R6 level, and I try to use these extremes, and 90% of the time, majority of the time, they line up with some of these larger targets that I have or support levels. And the other thing I wanted to mention with range orders is, like I was saying, I have a tendency to micromanage my trades, and I heard this from a podcast, which is a great podcast, by the way. It's Michael Martin. And so I tend to micromanage my trades, and I might see something on the book that's a spoof, or I think I see something on the tape, and so I'll partial out, kind of pulling away or taking away from what I could actually get on the full trade. And so I set a range, improves quality of life, where I can actually stand up and have lunch or have breakfast, while I have the range order on, while my risk is being managed by the script. And so that's it for today. I may look for another reversal, but we're approaching noon, and this will be most likely it for me today. So am green, or actually just above green for November. We're only day 2. But that's it. Anybody has any questions, please feel free to shoot me a email, comment, DM, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. I hope that everybody had a great trading day, and I'll see you soon. Peace.